Welcome to the Everything Podcast, and in this episode I'm going to be discussing the announcement of the Death and Life of River Song, River and Rory box set that has recently been announced. Before I get into the episode properly, I'm recording this episode on Saturday the 6th of June 2026. This is the Big Finish episode that I alluded to in my Wicked for Good recap, which is the start of this recording block. Actually being recorded before I have work later on today, so that's what tends to happen. Because yesterday I was off work yesterday, but I was sorting out stuff, and so I didn't get time to record this episode and writing job applications. And so I have still got my job, but trying to get a job in a school at this time of the year. So I've written 3, submitted 3, and I've got 2 more to write over the next few days. So if I get these episodes sorted, then I'm in work all day tomorrow, so I can't do it then. But then on Monday, so 2 days from now, which obviously is my future, but your past, as per usual, I've got time to do it, and I don't need to panic about, not so much on the YouTube side, but on the audio side, because obviously I've got more episodes going out. That obviously I could, if it got to a point where it wasn't sustainable, I could dwindle it down again. Because I got it up to 2 episodes a day just to catch up. So it was more better. But this actually was the episode that I was most looking forward to record, and it was Big Finish news that came out of the blue, was actually announced by the official Doctor Who social media channels rather than the Big Finish ones, which is where I first read about it, and it's huge. I just see why in a minute. Let's read the press release, which is titled River and Rory Reunited. It was actually announced on Thursday, the 4th of June, 2026, which has taken me 2 days to get it, which obviously is not bad at all. And this press release also proves that you can never guess, A, what Big Finish are going to announce, and B, the order in which they announce things based on dates. So, Alex Kingston and Arthur Darvill star in the Death and Life of River Song, River and Rory, a box set of full cast audio drama due for release January 2027. This is the second box set for 2027 that we know about. Obviously, recently I talked about the 2027 Classic Doctor Adventures and what's happening with the Classic Doctors at Big Finish in 2027, but this is the first kind of spin-off stuff. We have had stuff about the first Doctor Unbound, but this is kind of the first kind of official press release for something for 2027. And then we've got a photo of Alex Kingston and Arthur Darvill. And here's the press release continues. The audio drama adventures of River Song, played by Alex Kingston, continue in January, and she's popping in to see her father, Rory Williams, played by Arthur Darvill. But all is not well in Rory's life. It's a quartet of adventures set between Doctor Who episodes, The Wedding of River Song, which is the Series 6 finale, and Asylum of the Daleks, the Series 7 premiere. River finds that her parents have separated and Rory is living with a friend in Birmingham. What they both need is some father-daughter bonding, and to get away from the vicious enemies pursuing River. These brand new audio episodes mark the first time that Alex Kingston and Arthur Darvill have appeared together as River and Rory since the 2012 TV episode The Angels Take Manhattan. So that'll be, nearly 15 years. 14 and a bit, because it was... it was September 2012, wasn't it? Kind of 13 and a half years. Even when the Doctor's away, his wife and father-in-law can find more than enough adventure and danger. Just as Rory Williams is trying to get his life in order, his daughter crashes back into it, and River also always brings trouble. From the busy city to the peace of Ledworth, someone is on her trail, and before long, River gives Rory a taste of her own lifestyle as they take a leap into time and space. The 4 daddy-daughter adventures are Bogman, written by Lizzie Hopley, Live Lessons, written by Carissa Hamilton-Bennis, A Most Dangerous Game, written by Robert Valentine, and The Tashbir Stone, written by Shai Hussein and John Dorney. Now, John Dorney's been very active on social media the last couple of days between the release of the 4th Doctor Adventures, Lethal Progress, which my recap will be coming soonish, because I've listened to 2 out of the 3 stories. I listened to the second one today. I'll probably listen to the third one tomorrow, so the next couple of in the next week or so, probably, from whenever this episode is coming out, you'll see that. But what was I? Yes, I went on a Dawning tangent. He announced that the episode that he wrote for that titled "The Continuum" will be his final Fourth Doctor adventure, and the Tashba Stone, which is co-written alongside Shai Hussein, will be his final River Song, because he's written quite a few for both. He said. But it says that further story and cast details will be revealed at a later date. Obviously, that being that January is a little while away, 7 months before it releases. But here's what the press release continues. Producer David Richardson said, "I make no secret of the fact that I believe the 11th Doctor, Amy, Rory and River are one of the greatest teams ever to have graced Doctor Who. It's a thrill to be able to take a deep dive back into that era, reuniting Alex and Arthur for new stories with their much-loved characters. We've been trying to make this happen for some time. Storyline who began back in 2020, but the stars have aligned, and River and Rory was recorded over 4 joyful days in May. The box set's other producer, Scott Hancock, added, "It's been a thrill and a pleasure to reunite Alex and Arthur on audio. We've all had the most amazing experience making a TV series back in the day, so to revisit that period has felt incredibly special. Their dynamic is effortlessly charming, and it's a joy to show new sides to their characters as we explore their unique father-daughter relationship further with monsters, assassins, and time travel." So what else do we know about the death and life of River and Rory? We know, obviously, the cast spoken about that, but it was recorded on the 20th to 22nd, the 28th of May, 2026. So it only finished recording last week. That is probably the closest things have been announced. I think for the 11th and 12th Doctor Adventures, obviously featuring Miles Taylor as the 11th and John Coleshaw as the 12th. It's interesting and quite close, but obviously that it releases in January. And we also have this. This wasn't here the other day. So the cast includes Alex Kingston as River, Arthur Darvill as Rory, and Dan Starkey returns as Strax in this, obviously playing Strax on TV and audio through the Paternoster Gang audios. I think he appeared in a Missy episode as well. So now he's appearing in as Strax in the River Song. So the directors were Scott Hancock and Ken Bentley. The producers were Scott Hancock and David Richardson. The sound design was done by Howard Carter. The writers were Robert Valentine, John Dawdy, Shai Hussein, Lizzie Hopley, and Carissa Hamilton-Bannis. The theme music was done by Howard Carter. The senior producer was John Ainsworth. The executive producers were Jason Hay-Gallery and Nicholas Briggs. The music was done by Howard Carter. Total runtime was 4 episodes, so it's about an hour each. We don't know too much. But if you're panicking about River Song, you have to wait. Don't worry, because before The Death and Life of River Song Series 5, River and Rory, which releases in January 2027, we've got The Death and Life of River Song Series 4, War Widow, which releases in September 2026. So I'm going to talk about that quickly. River Song is dragged into the madness of the Time War alongside a Doctor who never wanted to fight that battle. River thinks she knows where their paths will take them, but the temporal battlegrounds are shifting, and she can no longer take anything for granted, not even her own existence. We have episode 1, The Shape of Fear. The Storm Cage is attacked by creatures recruiting for the Time War, and the Doctor saves its most dangerous prisoner. He takes River into hiding on a remote world whose rulers reject science. But spectres stalk the unwary as the land itself becomes the enemy, and when the Doctor is lost, the River discovers that the worst thing to do is to become emotional. We then have episode 2 titled Bad Timing. River knows this Doctor's time is almost over. She can't save him, but he wants to save her. Trying to escape the Time War, they end up deeper inside on a Time Lord mission threatening the fabric of causality. But the Daleks are to blame for the Doctor's fate, and River will make them pay. Episode 3 titled Unchained Melodies. River Song takes a moment to find herself, to discover her true potential and put a stop to it before it even gets started. Is she the woman who killed the Doctor, or the woman who wins the war? In the maelstrom that is the Time War, she can be both and neither at all at once. We then finish off the set with the reality director. We go behind the scenes of the making of the latest River Song adventure with cast and crew. The Death and Life of River Song Series 4, War Widow, was recorded on the 4th of September 2025, as well as the 11th 12th, 13th and 25th of February 2026. And we've got a few quotes about this. So Alex Kingston said, What's exciting about River being in time was that she's never been there before. She's been on the edges, but has never actually participated. In this particular box set, I get to see unborn regenerations of myself, and I also get to have another adventure with one of my greatest foes, the Daleks. Script editor Matt Fitton added, in this box set, we're throwing River into the Time War, and given the practicalities of the scheduling, it made sense to make it a bit more of an anthology, with a variety of different writers tackling the setting. The Time War lends itself to exploring different approaches and thrilling scenarios. And the first 2 episodes, the Doctor gets stuck with River in the Time War, and he wants to try and save her. The 8th Doctor within the Time War is somebody who's trying to do his best to help where he can. But River being River, with her knowledge of the Doctor's life, he knows that his fate is coming for him. The 8th Doctor is not going to survive the Time War, so she's trying her best to save him, to protect him, and take on the Doctor role in a way. The Death and Life of River Song Series 4 War Widow stars Alex Kingston as River, Paul McGann as the 8th Doctor, and Nicholas Briggs as the Daleks. Safi Ingar, who played Valerie for the 11th Doctor Chronicles, also appears in this. So a nice reappearance for that. And the producers are Matt Fitton and David Richardson. The script editor is also Matt Fitton. The sound design and music was done by Howard Carter. The writers were James Kettle, Matt Fitton, Lisa McMullen and John Dorney. The senior producer was John Ainsworth. The cover art was done by Ryan Aplin. Obviously, there's no cover art for River and Rory yet, which is why there's no credit for it, because it's not been released. The director is Ken Bentley. The executive producer was Dave Takeover and Nicholas Briggs, and obviously it's a 4-disc set, so 4 hours long. But yeah, that's kind of it. So that's for the next time we can expect to see River. But back to what I was talking about, the episode River and Rory in January 2027, War Widow in September 2026. So we've gone over a year without a volume, and we could end up, if there's one, maybe August next year, we could end up with 3 volumes in the space of 12 months. But without further ado, let me know what you thought of the announcement of River and Rory, as well as the discussion about War Widow as well, if you're planning to listen to War Widow when it releases in September 2026, and River and Rory when it releases in January 2027. But without further ado, I will see you for future episode of the podcast. See you then. Goodbye.